Right. All right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hope you're all doing well. We'll see you wait a little bit for anybody to get in who might want to join this. And we're just going to talk about a couple things. I mean, what adjustments do the Yankees need to make at home in Yankee Stadium for these next 3 games against the Houston Astros? And 3 off-season priorities. We'll be going into more detail on that later, but at the top of your head, based on what we're seeing right now in the playoffs and in this ALCS, what do you think would be absolute priorities for the Yankees? I'm curious to know what you think. So we'll give it a few minutes for folks to get in here, see who joins us on Friday night. So no game right now with the Padres and the Phillies are playing. Phillies are up 4-2. So we will see what happens here. Looks like the Phillies are in a position to win, put themselves up. They're at home also for the next 3 games, so they might go up 2-1 here. And but this has been a good playoff series, good playoff baseball. Lorenzo, what's up, my man? What's going on? What is good? Appreciate you all coming on. Have a little bit of fun. We'll keep it short and sweet, relatively short and sweet. No more than 20, 30 minutes. But I want to know what you folks are thinking. What adjustments do the Yankees need to make, okay, and to put themselves back in this? And can they do it? Number one, I know a lot of folks think this thing is over already, and I understand people's frustration, but this is definitely not over yet. So, and then the other three things I wanted to ask are, what are the 3, based on what you're seeing right now, what are the 3 off-season priorities for the Yankees? What do they need to do to be a better team? Because their lineup is still a little bit flawed, as we can, I'm sure, all admit. So Carlos is in the house. What's happening? Carlos, you paid him already? Johnny's in the house. Yassine Muhammad's in the house. What's good? RC, what's good, brother? What is good, man? I want to welcome RC to the 161 Mafia membership crew, man. I appreciate you joining, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, and be on the lookout for some, you get bonus content too. So be on the lookout for that. Take a look. It should be up already in the members only. I put out early. What it do, Morning Brew? Hector's in the house, baby. Yeah, this was an unexpected live stream, but I wanted to go. So for those that haven't heard it, I want to know what you think the adjustments the Yankees need to make in the Bronx. Okay, what do they need to do to get their butts back in this track? And then based on what we're seeing, what are the 3 top off-season priorities that you think right now that the Yankees should focus on to put themselves over the top? Because obviously they're struggling, and they've done this a lot. This, at least the second half of the year, where if it's a series, they fall behind a couple games and they're kind of clawing their way back, and they have to do it against Cleveland. They're clearly having to do it here. And this is a tough spot to be in, down 2-0 against the Houston Astros. So no doubt about it, Morning Brew, baby. No doubt about it, brother. Glad to see you on, man. Ian's in the house. Get some relievers. Okay. Let's see more Praz and I can't for third. Nicholas. Okay. That's good, man. Yeah, I don't think many of us are feeling great. I mean, obviously, it's not over until it's over. And it's also easier said than done too. So like, I'm not handing them yet, but let's do the therapy, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is a little bit of our therapy right now. I want to get some stuff off your chest, right? And I want to be constructive about it. So, what's good, Ball AC? What adjustments do the Yankees need? I think that one of them they need to work counts, okay, and they need to be more patient because they're swinging a lot of stuff out of the strike zone, particularly off-speed pitches. They have a hard time with hitting off-speed pitches. Yeah, got to stop bargain bin hunting. Here we go, and add an impact bat this offseason to have behind Judge and Stanton. Okay, so let's start here, Hector. Let's go. Scenario 1: they re-sign Judge. Who's the impact bat? Scenario 2: Judge walks. And what's the impact bat or 2 impact bats that you'd bring in? So let's start there. So give me your insight, folks. Drew Diecast, who are you going to replace Boone with is the question. And it's got to be an actual serious answer. Like Girardi and Madden are not serious. Then that's not really a serious option, unfortunately. So what would you guys do? But right now, what happens here? What if Judge stays? What do you do? What if Judge walks? What do you do? So that's like a 1A and 1B. Yeah, and keep in mind these two games. What was it, 4-2 and 3-2 or something like that? These weren't blowout games, so the Yankees haven't gotten rocked. You know what I mean? So, but their offense hasn't really shown up. So again, we need more consistent contact hitters. And in my opinion, like let's just say they Judge comes back. Um, Judge comes back. I'm still going hard after Carlos Rodon. Okay, I'm going to try to get some kind of versatile multiple position hitter. And a relief pitcher or two. I would go after two relief pitchers. Carlos Rodon's got to be a starting pitching priority this offseason, in my opinion. And if Judge walks, then the first call I'm making is Andrew Benintendi. I want to get Benintendi back. He's a lefty. He's got a good contact. He's one of the better Yankees contact hitters. Unfortunately, he got hurt, but he's back. And he kind of found his mojo at the Yankees. So, and I think he'd be a good guy, a good lefty hitting contact hitter with speed and a complete elite defense. And if Judge walks, let's just say, worst case scenario, you got Benintendi, you got Bader in center, and Oswaldo Cabrera in right. So, young, dynamic outfield. And again, Oswaldo Cabrera still got growing pains, but just as Oswald Peraza is going to have. But I'm confident in those two guys at the very least. So, but yeah, pitching. Yeah, exactly. RC offseason priorities. What do we got? 1, 2, and 3. Resign Judge. Unload Hicks and Donaldson. A solid contact hitter. Yeah. Would you consider contact hitter? So I'm doing a video soon. Top like 5 or 7 contact hitters in the major leagues that can actually be targets for the Yankees. They're specifically contact hitters. I'm working on it. I'm in the lab working on my book on that video. So I don't want you guys to miss out on that one. But this is one reason, like, which contact hitters are actually available, So, yeah, Bruce, by the way, Bruce Bochy, signed to be, came out of retirement. He's going to be the new Texas Rangers manager. That brother Bill, appreciate you sharing that. Exactly. Yeah. Work well in New York. The problem, brother Bill, the problem in New York is I don't think he's going to be, dude is old school. I don't think he's going to be a yes man, just like Buck Showalter would never be a yes man. So I don't think those guys would work as nice as it would be with his experience and pedigree. My God, but I don't see Hal and kind of Cashman relinquishing that type of, whatever you want to call it, authority or direction. You know what I mean? What's up, Fort Train? Carlos, I'm telling you, man, Big Mac and apple pie. It's a game changer, bro. Oh, Phillies are getting out of this. 2 outs, 8th inning, 4-2. Aaron Nola, I don't think he's a free agent, Lorenzo. Let me look up his contract. I don't think he's a free agent, but I could be wrong. Aaron Nola contract. Let's have a look. If Judge walks or stays, we need Carlos Correa to play shortstop or third base. Correa, I could see the Yankees maybe taking a harder look at him this offseason, Hector. Yeah, Nola's not a free agent until, well, actually, they have a club option on him for next year, so they'd have to exercise. If they don't, then he'll be a free agent. It's a club option for $16 million. I can't see a scenario in the world where they're not going to exercise that. He's too valuable. Cone is a manager. Interesting. Yeah, Correa. I think this with the understanding that Donaldson's gone, Hector. They got to move him, obviously. If they move IKF2, which I don't think they're going to do, then Correa seems to be a more feasible option. But he's going to cost a shit ton of money, so they got to be willing to do that. Bruce going to the Rangers. I think it's an interesting, nice to come out of retirement in a relatively lower key environment. I think they're going to add more players, the Rangers, just like I think the Mariners are going to add more players. So I would watch out for those two teams. I really would. Phillies fans trolling the Yankees, saying they're going to beat the Yankees in the World Series. They got to, well, first of all, they got to get there first, and so do we, and let them. Jimmy Rollins trolled us last time in 2009 and blew up his face, so they can do whatever. Troll your little hearts away. You know what I mean? Correa was willing to move to third base to play on the Mets. Well, that's the case. That's not a bad thing. Now, I don't know how interested the Yankees are, to be honest with you. And can they get him for like a 3-year deal at a higher average value with some opt-outs rather than a 10-year deal or an 8-year deal? That'd be my curiosity. Yeah, well, exactly, Bone. Exactly. They're not. They're just. They wouldn't be fits here. Girardi comes in strong, but he wears out his welcome every team he goes. So, see, Waffles. That's a Dyson. It's on a rack. So we got a couple of those bad boys around the house. Good vacuums, man. They heat up everything, man. They heat up everything. Yeah, got to get rid of Donaldson Hicks. I think that's going to be a big priority. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big priority. And to me, again, if Judge walks, they're going after Benintendi hard. They have to. And then another contact hitter of some sort. But again, I'm doing a contact hitting video, so be on the lookout for that, so we can talk about that. Taking a flyer on North Syndergaard. So my question, Hector, is that the only guy you'd go after? Would you go after Rodon? Would Syndergaard be a second pitcher, or would be the only pitcher? Would be the first guy that you go after? That's my call. I'm curious, very curious. For training, what do you got here? Judge has to get re-signed. Number 1, 2 to get another starter. 3, bullpen help. 4, get younger. Judge walks. You re-sign Benintendi. You get bullpen and starter help. Get younger. Fix dead spot. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of dead spots, unfortunately. I think moving Donaldson and Hicks would be a lot. Would be nice. Even if they ate most of the contracts and just gave up a prospect, just do it. Take the loss. Take the loss, man. And RC, yeah, I mean, I think Judge would have been better suited at third in the lineup for a long time. Got to give him if he stays, you got to give him opportunities to drive in runs instead of waiting for people to drive him in. You know, exactly. Give the pitcher something to think about. Exactly, RC. Exactly. Judge coming back and yes, it can, Dennis. So yes, it can. And again, that's the thing. Like I said the other a couple days ago, that let's just 2 options, right? Judge for $350 million, right? Option 1. Option 2, you get a Benintendi. Let's just say 5 years, 100. You get Edwin Diaz for the Mets, another 5 years, 100 million, right? Reliever, and then a starter, Carlos Rodon, with options. You can get 3 of those guys for a lot less than you're going to pay Judge alone. So, at what point do they prioritize one way or another way? That's my really big curiosity. I'm intrigued in the Thor signing, Hector. I am intrigued by that. I really am. And I think he'll be part of he won't have to be a pressure guy, be like a number 4, number 5 here. So, which is another interesting point too. General Judge walks him, going for Correa and try to lock him up. Well, Correa is definitely a more impact hitter. He'll be much more impactful than Donaldson would. Oh, I would agree 100%. You're 100% right on that, Hector. Our offense would be different if we had a healthy Benintendi and DJ. 100,000%. So right, man. So right. That hurt us, and then not having Michael King hurt us too. It really did. Blum, what's up, brother? David Robertson. It's interesting. Robertson hurt himself in this Phillies series. He was celebrating a Bryce Harper home run, and he jumped up and he injured his calf, which is crazy. I mentioned before, I have 3 bullpen targets, 2 via trade, 1 free agent. So obviously, Edwin Diaz is my free agent target. And then either David Bednar of Pittsburgh or Gregory Soto from the Detroit Tigers, controllable relievers for several years. That would be good options for the bullpen. Tigers, I think it's balling. I think the Tigers are going to be aggressive too this offseason. They kind of started their aggressiveness. I think they're going to add pieces. I actually have them getting 1 or 2 guys in my MLB free agent predictions video. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming soon. I have to get you the list too, Hector, so we can work on it, so we can prep. Posada's manager would be intriguing. O'Neill would be intriguing. Dude, I see that mustache she's getting. It's very neatly, neatly done and whatnot. It's fun. I have a feeling it's going to be Peraza at second, and if they move Donaldson, then most likely IKF at third. And again, IKF only has 1 more year left, so Correa could present a long-term thing, and then some other guys too. Like at some point they're gonna want to bring a Volpe too, and I'm really curious to see what they're gonna. This is a really intriguing offseason. There's a lot of free agents available, And the Yankees have different avenues that they can go, but contact hitting has to be a top priority. If we can get one from the left-handed side, Benintendi is a perfect fit for that contact hitting. And again, he's not going to cost $200 million. So, you know what I mean? RC is a front office idea. Hire Jeter as a special advisor. That would be nice. RC, that's a good one. That would be nice, man. It would be. I like that. How much does the postseason performance factor into judging? It does, Rashid. He shot up his value during the regular season, especially the last 2 months. It's been going down a little bit during this postseason. So he had one home run, but he hasn't really done much this whole entire postseason. Not too much. O'Neill is a hitting coach. I mean, possible. Now, Blum, we get the porn trolls. They show up on occasion. We get them, I missed them, we kind of missed them. And we got one last night. I've been getting like one batch of them per night. Like earlier, a couple months ago, we were getting like 50 of them every live stream. It was freaking nuts. But, yeah. So here's another one, Hector and other guys. I mean, I could, of all those shortstops that are available, if the Yankees went after one, I could see Dansby Swanson probably being the guy. I don't know. To me, it just seems like more of a Yankee fit than Trey Turner. It's going to cost twice as much anyway. Swanson would probably be the least expensive, but he's a good contact hitter too, and a great defender, and he does a lot of the little things, which I think the Yankees need more of. So I would keep an eye out on him, Swanson. And I think there's going to be a couple of rotating shortstops. And you got Xander Bogaerts available as well, but I don't think Xander Bogaerts will be a fit. Swanson, to me, seems to be the best of these free agent shortstop fits. But, if they got Correa, they got Correa. And it's going to cost a lot, though. I'm not sure if they would. I mean, we know, of course, that they could sign Correa and Judge. So they would still need a pitcher, though. They would still need a pitcher, no doubt about it. That's why Carlos Rodon is number one on my radar for starting pitching. No doubt about it. If the Yankees somehow move on from Boone and replace with Pudge Rodriguez, number one, is he available and interested? We don't even know. Does he speak English? Because that would be really hard for the Yankees to have a non-English speaking manager. I don't remember. I don't remember if he does. Boggs hitting coach, interesting. Like these guys are great hitters, but are they available? Is the question. I'm interested. If anyone should replace Boone, Willie Randolph does deserve a shot, bro. He does deserve a shot, Hector. Yeah, I mean he's been shafted more than his fair share of times, and he should get a legitimate opportunity at some point. Posada, Pudge. Oh, no doubt about it, Brother Bill. No doubt about it. Yeah, if they move Donaldson, they'll have to eat a bunch of salary. And again, yeah, I mean, you can even package him and Torres to a team, and Torres has controllable years, 2 more controllable years before he's a free agent. Donaldson has the contract, but that's what you do instead of adding a prospect. A team might want a prospect, but if you could package Torres with him, it would probably be an appealing option too, and you get some good starting pitching or good relief pitching. What if you package both of those guys to Detroit, right? Or, I don't know, Milwaukee or something like that. I'd say Detroit is probably a good option. And there's a couple other teams that'll probably be considering, those types of options. Do we keep Carpy? I don't think so. I think Carpy is done after this year, unfortunately. Yeah, I think he's done. I like him, but I think he's done. He hasn't had enough time to get back into his groove and find his mojo, unfortunately, which stinks. But yeah, I know they tried, but it just didn't work out. Rodon and Noah, bro, would be fantastic. Fantastic, man. I mean, it really, really would. Yeah, man. Oh, definitely please smash that like button if you guys haven't done that yet. It's greatly appreciated. It's so easy, even a transgender version of Aaron Boone can do. Yeah, let's... Be careful there. Be careful. I'm going to be doing a video after the postseason about who realistically they can get and mine's going to be, similar for Trent. I'm going to do one video on who I think they should what I think they should do this offseason, and then another video that's what I think they will actually do this offseason. It's to contrast kind of the reality versus the what everybody wants and what we think it would best suit their team. So, because their reality is always different than the freaking what we think they should do. Add 3 years to the Rizzo. Yeah, I mean he's got an opt out, so he'll probably exercise that opt out with his stats this season. So, um, but if you can do that, like Sabathia had an opt out, and they just added, I think, 2 years or something like that. So if they do something similar with Rizzo, I could see that happen. If he happens to opt out and he walks, then you have DJ to play first if we need DJ. So, which kind of unclogs some things in the infield as well. So it really does. And then you can kind of keep Cabrera in the outfield and then ease guys like Volpe in or some of these other dudes in. So, and this is another one. Jose Quintana is an interesting one. Resigning Taillon. So, John, this is a good question, John. And let me know what you folks think too. Resigning Taillon, I think if I had to choose between Taillon and Carlos Rodon, I'm going with Carlos Rodon. Just better stuff, a higher ceiling. But again, he still has limitations, getting in innings pitch limitations. But that's why you pitch a guy like that and make him your fourth man. Like you just have Cole, Nestor, Severino, and Rodon or something like that. And they have also a team option on Severino. So whether they bring him back is another question too. But with a guy like Rodon as the fourth man, they won't beat him up as much in terms of innings pitch, which is a good thing too. So, but I mean, to me, Rodon is the guy, man. He's the guy to get. Definitely get the guy to get, man. Yeah, Thor, I can see an incentive-laden contract. It's a good point for Train. He still has got a pretty big arm, so I could see something like that happening. Yankees West lineup has been to me. Well, the problem with, it's Boone. And yeah, I mean, it's just the problem with is they don't have DJ, they don't have Benintendi, so their lineup it's going to be flawed. I mean, if it wasn't flawed before, it's more flawed now because of having several guys that aren't in it. So unfortunately, they have to play with a less than or a subpar lineup. I should say a subpar lineup. Now, Jefferson's in the house. What is good, baby? BJ Santana. The NLCS is good. It's good baseball. It's good baseball. Honestly, it's good. It's Padres. Oh, Josh Bell just got a hit. We're in the top of the ninth. The Phillies are up 4-2. No outs. Josh Bell just got on base. So it's a good series. I think it's a good series. Aaron Cedillo's in the house. And that's a good point too. Father time is not. If you jump up to celebrate and you injure yourself just doing that, and we're not talking about some kind of crazy Megatron jump. This is a regular jump, and he came down. He hurt his calf. Yeah, we might want to get somebody else that might be a little bit more reliable. I mean, David Robinson was great with the Yankees, but I think his time has passed as well. So, General, going after the trumpet might cause a New York Civil War. What do you mean, General? What do you mean? You're talking about Trump? Yeah, we try to limit the politics on him, and he's hated in New York, so New York City hates him. Focus on resigning. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's got to be Brandon Moore the top priority, right? But like I said this before, and I still stick with it. I think it's got to happen in those first 5 days after the World Series. That's the exclusive negotiating period. Now, if I'm them, they probably make their best offer. And then if I'm Judge, I'm saying, okay, this is your offer. Well, I want next week to see if any other better offers come. And I'll give you the opportunity to match it if you want, at the very least. And then he could be honestly signed in the first 2 weeks. Like his price is not going to go down, really. So I don't see his thing going into January, February, and drawing out negotiations. I can't see it. Can't see it happening. No. Oh, yeah, most definitely, Fortran. Yeah, I'd be happy to come on. We do a free agent frenzy. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. It'd be a lot of fun. What ass hat decided to bring Javi Baez to Detroit? The liberals collecting your taxes smarter than that. Yeah, let's keep the politics off of here, Ballin. This is not a... that doesn't even make sense, but that's not a... It's not a liberal or a right-wing thing. Let's just keep it to baseball. You got the porn troll, Hector? Welcome to the club, baby. XXX club. You know you make it when you got the porn trolls, baby. Free love connections, make your dick bigger by 7 inches or whatever. Dildo sale, tits, like we get it all, man. They don't discriminate, man. You get the hot dog or the sauerkraut. You know what I mean? Whew. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Jock, David Robinson, Carlos Rodon, Judge stays. Interesting, Roy. I mean, Jock does have some postseason chops there. Why they call that a strikeout? I don't know about that. It's a bad call. He just got thrown out of the game, Jerks and Profar. So 1 out. Yeah, Dansby Swanson might be an underrated get. Heck, I would keep an eye on him. And again, he be like a lower key addition, but I think obviously that's contingent upon them moving Donaldson at the very least. Then it would be, but then it also like if they believe in Peraza, they may not go after any of these guys. So because Peraza is going to be cheap for the next 6 years, Swanson's going to cost $100+ million. So it really depends on what they decide to do. If they think Peraza is the answer, then they got to do it. You know. Hey, Billy Branch, welcome to the 161 membership, man. I appreciate that, man. Welcome to the family, brother. Welcome to the family. Get ready for some bonus content and for some other things too, man. Membership's growing, man. We got a group of people coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun, man. All right, my man. My man Billy Branch is in the house. Yeah. Eric Wallace, what's happening? Dude, I totally understand, Billy, and I appreciate. Thank you to your wife. But I got to get permission slips for everything too, so totally get what you're saying, man. I'll make sure that it's worth it for everybody. That's one reason I didn't want to charge $25 a month as a YouTube one of the channels. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. It's ridiculous. I don't feel right about doing that stuff, so that's why I want to keep it affordable but worthwhile as well. So welcome. Get ready to have some fun, Billy. Don over Randa. Yeah, I mean, Mattingly could be a fit. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Mattingly, I mean, either one of them. I like both of them, honestly. I just don't think Boone's going to get fired. They have exceeded expectations by a mile this year. So, what is this, Bills? Issues? What are you talking about? Clown. Oh, really? Oh, here we go. There you go. Enjoy being blocked, homie. You can start the name calling? Yeah, you go do that on some other propaganda channel. Yeah. Send Torres and Donaldson to the place where former Yankees go to family. Oh, man. Could you imagine that? Oy. Just drop Donaldson and Hicks. Let's face it, they're both up. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, man. You know? 1 and 2. Boy, this guy Dominguez is good, man. He's mowing dudes down. Rizzo became a big brother. Yeah, he does have a ring. He's got postseason pedigree. He's guy's a leader. He's a great teammate. And he had a good year too, man. So I do think, having a big brother like that, I think Stanton does that a little bit too. But Rizzo's more of a vocal leader, and Stanton's more of a quiet leader. But yeah, a guy like that. And you saw when he was hanging out, he was always hanging out with Rizzo and DJ Judge when he was going out to Rangers games or whatever. Yeah. Man, I want to see Black Adam. I really want to see Black Adam. Surprise after credit moment. Nice. Struck him out. Phillies win. They are up 2-1. Dakota's in the house. What is good? So this is an interesting one too. If Rizzo opts, I'd like to see them convert Austin Wells to first base, and and I would still do it gradually. If he does, I would put DJ there, and then you kind of phase in Austin Wells because I don't know if Austin Wells is ready yet. I think he's only in Double A, if I'm not mistaken. But Wells could be, future first baseman. I like his bat too. Dakota's in the house. Let's pass on Judge and go for Benintendi, Rodon, Diaz, and Arenado. If he opts out, that's be another interesting option. Extend Rizzo and Bader. That would be an aggressive offseason. But again, and I mean, it's up to. I mean, it's really Judge is going to dictate what they do, right? Because he's so expensive, and that's the key. That's the key. Path to victory tomorrow night. Cole, yeah, I mean, Cole and Cortez can really turn this thing around. Even if it's 2-1, it feels better than 2-0. 2-2 feels a hell of a lot better than 2-1. So it is possible. It is possible. And Thor, I think Thor can still has he's still got some pretty good fire in his arm. He's got a lot of bullets left. He's a big, strong dude, man. Big, strong dude. And when Diaz, okay, General. That makes sense. That makes sense. So my bad on that one. A lot of political trolls in here too, so we have to neutralize that too, General. Dude, I personally can't stand that trumpet music, but if he came here, I would be happy to tolerate it. And he pitched well. I would happily tolerate, General. But thank you for the donut, bro. I appreciate it. I never even put that together, the trumpet thing. It's a good one, dude. Yeah, porn trolls, man. Porn trolls are in the house, man. Exactly, Billy Branch. We try to cleanse ourselves of that stuff. That's why I block certain people who just start with the stupidity. Yeah, I mean, well, Dennis, I mean, I understand let him go, yeah, but if they move him, let's say if they eat 20 out of 25 million, they just save $5 million. So I think they're going to try and trade him, and if you attach a prospect, then makes sense. They might get a little bit back. I know they're going to. I mean, they're going to trade him to try to trade Hicks. So like DFAing, you lose that, you eat everything. So if they kind of trade him, and even if they eat 80% of the contract or even 90%, they saved a little bit. So that to me is what I think they're going to do, because that's generally the modus operandi of these guys in terms of economically how they run their business now. So yeah, Profar, man, he's still doing his thing, Billy. He was the number one prospect in Major League Baseball a couple years ago. Number one. Yeah, I think he was number one. I think right before Joe Adele from the Angels. Like, he's good. He's good, man. Exactly, Blue Eyes. Exactly, my Blue Eyes. Yeah, too much political bullshit going on. Too much. Yeah. For the poon. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Don't start trouble. We have a lot of lovely Lady Yankee fans. A lot of very nice people up in here, man. Very smart baseball fans, too, which I really love. I have faith in them too. We're no fair weather fans here. I mean, I get the frustration. A lot of people are upset, and rightfully so, but I get it. Ketel Marte and Zach Gallen. Where would we play Ketel Marte, Lorenzo? I mean, I would have loved this trade like 2 years ago, but where would we play him is the question. My prediction for tomorrow night's game, I think the Yankees are going to win. I think it's going to be probably like a 5-2 game or a 5-3 or a 6-3 game. Yeah, I think so. I mean, Cole will get a little bit of run support. And he's probably going to throw 6 or 7 innings, I think. What's your prediction, Siciliano? Yes, he was, Billy. Exactly. Big old Rangers. Yup. Yeah, I mean, I think he got moved to the A's a couple years ago in a trade, and I think the A's moved him to the Padres, right? So, and was he part of the Sean Manaea trade, maybe? No. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he signed there as a free agent. But, yeah, he was, a good-looking prospect. And, again, he's still He can play. He can play for sure. Gene Segura. Where would he play, PJ? Is the question. That's the question, really. Gene Segura. I like his contact hitting, clutch hitting abilities, though. I don't think Rizzo's. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of on the fence with it. I'm on the fence with it. Judge needs to step up. Yeah, he hasn't been doing anything. Yep. Gallo. Yeah. I would agree too, man. I think Cole and Cortez are going to win. I think they're going to tie the series up at 2. So, yeah, that's the other thing, Billy. I mean, DJ needs to get healthy. He really does. Um, he needs to get healthy. And when so losing Scott Efrost to Tommy John made this an absolute necessity, getting a big arm in the bullpen. So like Diaz or somebody like that, yeah, losing Efrost because we're going to lose him the whole year. He's getting Tommy John, so he's done. We won't see him again until 2024, which sucks. So, but yeah, I fear the same thing, Billy. Fear the same thing. Oh, well, I was in the house. So I was thinking about DeGrom personally, but I would rather sign Rodon. He's significantly younger than DeGrom, but I mean, you never know. They might do that. He's going to cost a lot of money though, DeGrom. He's definitely going to cost a lot of money. Yeah. Well, exactly. Just blow out every game. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, indeed, RC. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I wish these guys wouldn't go for a home run all the time because they miss too many pitches. They just let our power guys be the power guys and just have level swings and they'll catch up with the home runs of the ball and make them into home runs. Mindy Blue Eyes, yes. And I would not trade Torres for Segura. If I'm moving Torres, it's gonna be for pitching. It's gonna be for pitching. I mean, he's a guy you could maybe send to Detroit as part of a Gregory Soto trade, maybe if they're willing to move the guy, or to Pittsburgh for David Bednar. McCullers, yeah, he had some kind of a bandage on his hand. So did he cut himself? When? Because he's not pitching Game 3 tomorrow. The Houston's pitching someone else, the Christian Vasquez, I think, or something like that, against the Yankees. So Lance McCullers is out. Yeah. So I guess he got a cut on his hand. So Peraza at third, Volpe at short, Eat Money, and Trey Donaldson and Hicks. Peraza at third, Volpe at short. It might be the other way around. Peraza's the best shortstop in the pipeline. Volpe's one of the best players in the pipeline. So I think Volpe would probably be a third base or a second base guy. I see him kind of projecting as those two, but you never know. This is a good problem for the Yankees. They have to have a lot of dudes in the infield positions in terms of depth. So they're in a good spot. They have guys that they could keep, guys that they can move. So, and they keep adding too, man. Roderick Arias, like they keep adding dudes. So, and Jason Dominguez keeps getting better too. So he'll be at some point. I hope to see him in 2024 also. The guy who shut us out in New York. You might be right, Ola. Yeah, I mean, none of these guys are going to be picnics, man. They have a good-ass starting rotation. So, but yeah, exactly, General. Cole and Nestor need run support. They need run support, man. These bats need to wake up. Am I surprised Bochy is back in baseball? A little bit, but Robert, I mean, if he was going to come back, it's probably going to be for an opportunity like this because the Rangers they're going to spend again. I think they're probably going to be one of the biggest spenders this offseason. And he'll have a great team to work with. So I see them making some noise as well. For all their penny pension stand, the electric act, you see them keep an eye. Yeah, I mean, he's there, and he's there. He's his final year of arbitration next year, Michael. So, yeah, I mean, final year of arb, he'll either play third base or I don't know what he's going to do. To be honest with you, but I don't see him moving. I see Donaldson moving before him. So he has more value to this Yankees team than Donaldson does at this point. You know what I mean? Always a pleasure, Mazza. I mean, always a pleasure, Fortrain, bro. to have you on. Love having you on. Looking forward to getting on your channel and doing a free agent frenzy thing with you, man. So be safe, brother. Have a great night, man. Using that. Yeah, well, exactly. Exactly, Thomas. Pitching trades, other trades. Yeah, 100%. Who did I have pitching in McCullers place tomorrow? Christian Vasquez, I think his name is, went to man. Yeah, I think it's Christian Vasquez. Yankees closer for next season, and that's a good question. We'll have to see who they bring in. If they don't bring in anybody, then most likely Michael King's going to be back. So, and Clay Holmes, and you still got most likely Wandy. You got a bunch of other guys too. So, Mawaizaga you still have. So, they're all right, man. But I think they're going to bring in. I see them bringing in one big arm after losing Efros. So, they definitely. So right now, Rashid, I don't know. To be honest with you. And Aaron Judge doesn't come back to the Yankees. St. Louis. I mean, it's a great baseball team, a great baseball town, great fans. He's a West Coast boy, so I see him either going to the Giants or somebody like that on the West Coast. So that's what I see. But I said this from the beginning. He's going to go where the biggest paycheck is, and I really believe that. They got to steal bases. I mean, if I'm them, I'm looking at their AA and AAA team, right? They utilize their weapons all over the place. They're bunting, moving runners over, stealing bases, being aggressive on the base pass. They're doing all these things. A lot of things that the Yankees don't do at the major league level. So I'm watching AAA and AA because they're relentless. I mean, look at the guys like Volpe. He got his 50th stolen bases past year. Cabrera and Peraza were stealing bases like crazy. Dominguez stealing bases like crazy. And they're not doing as much up at major league level, which I don't understand. It's a good weapon. Next year the bases are going to be bigger. So it could be a little bit easier for these guys to steal bases, which is, on the same token, it could be easier for a catcher to throw them out. But, I think utilizing that skill set in terms of being aggressive on the base pass would be a really good thing for the Yankees. Really good thing. Javier. That's Javier, not Christian Vasquez. Javier. Yep. No doubt about it, mine blue eyes. Always. Ride or die with the Yankees. Ride or die, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need some changes in front office. No doubt about it, Thomas. No doubt about it. Yeah, Billy. I mean, the pitchers have done their jobs for the most part. The bats have not. So it would be nice to give these guys some run support consistently. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too. The Astros have so many contact type hitters that they can rely on a lot of different guys to be have the day to be the guy that kills, like Yordan Alvarez killed the Mariners, like Bregman's killing the Yankees. Like they have so many guys like that can just do damage to their opposing teams, and they always do to the Yankees. So if I'm them, I'm trying to beat them at their own game, trying to do the same thing. And that's where the contact hitting guys that come in that don't strike out a lot. So who do I think will be the Yankees' top five starting pitchers? Smalls, you talking about this year or next year? Right now, this year, it's Cole, Cortez, Sevy, Tyone, and probably Herman. Judge may end up in St. Louis or Houston to avoid high taxes and crime. Well, there's crime everywhere, Gary. There's a lot of crime in Missouri. A lot of crime in Texas. Mass shootings everywhere. So, but I think he's a West Coast boy. I think he's going to go out west. But you never know. I mean, we don't know people. Like, people's logic is their logic. So, Boone doesn't do stealing base. Yeah, that's the thing, Dennis. We need to do that more often. I think it would be wise to do that. Adopt the more moving guys over, hitting runs, stealing bases. I think it's important. Manufacture runs a lot of different ways. Don't just rely on a 3-run home run. It doesn't come by very often, and especially against pitchers from these teams. They are good. So you're facing nothing but good players and good pitchers now. So, I think being more selective and a little bit more responsible with the pitches would be wise. Philosophy, yeah, I mean, exactly. They need a new philosophy. I mean, they really do. I hear that, mind blue. I used to swear jar stuff. I think a lot of ours are stuff. Yeah, it's so easy to just throw the F bomb at these guys right now. So it really, really is. Oh man, yeah. Now, what do you do with a swear jar? Do you save it and then at the end reward yourself for saying so many swears? Because I mean, I would consider doing that. So like, that's the least you could do. I've been really good at saying a lot of bad words, so I'm gonna go buy myself a pair of shoes. Like that's my logic. I mean, it might be flawed, but that's my logic. So Dominguez has been playing pretty well, pretty well. I see him continually. He's already in Double A, so I can see him moving up to Triple A. Do I think Montez bounces back next year? I believe him. I don't believe. Yeah, I think he does. I mean, he had a shoulder issue when he came here, so and he never really got it better. So I personally shut him down right now. I don't know why he's on the roster. I would have shut him down. Well, I know why he's on the roster. He's got great stats against the Astros, but he's not getting any of the starts. So it doesn't. That to me is mostly irrelevant. Um, but yeah, I shut him down now. Let him get healthy for spring training. That's what I would do. Build up a lot of strength, get that shoulder right. You know, Judge traded to the Knicks. Nice. Did they send Mitchell Robinson back, Siciliano? Because he's mentioned in every trade that the Knicks are involved in online. So, but they got to keep RG Barrett. Yeah, we've blown a lot of runners in scoring position chances. A lot of chances, unfortunately. It would be nice to have it. We're talking about it because it's fun, but it was linked to another question. If you hadn't heard it, it was based on what we're seeing right now in these playoff series. What do you think their top off season priority should be based on what we're seeing now? So it was second part of a bigger question, Thomas. We will do complete off season videos once the season's over, once the Yankee season's over. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff. I have a whole bunch planned for everybody. So um, that's gonna happen. But this is a fun topic tonight. Allows people to vent and get some act like a therapy session. So, and people like to talk about this. So, and again, with the Yankees being down 2-0, this kind of acts as a way of venting and getting some stuff off our chests. So, which I think is a good thing. Best rotation with his thoughts when you win anything. No mistake they can. Everybody says Brosby shows on one now. What is this leadership or not? Yeah, I don't disagree, Fritz. I don't disagree. Yeah. Exactly, Billy. We're always talking off season and preseason and everything else, especially with the Yankees. Always. We're perpetual 24/7 GMs. So, you know. Yankees should never trade for an Oakland's pitcher yet. T-Rod. Your logic is makes a hell of a lot of sense. If the Yankees don't sign Judge, he goes out west. I agree 100%, PJ. And Giants will be definitely one of the favorites. Do I think the Yankees will sign a free agent shortstop or go with someone they have? I don't think. I think they're going to go at Oswald Peraza. It's this highly touted. He's their number one. He's their best shortstop in the whole entire pipeline. So I think they're going to give him a shot, unless they move a couple of guys in a trade and bring in one of these big shortstops and move Peraza to third, or bring one of these big shortstops and have them at third and Peraza at short. Like they could go a lot of different ways, to be honest with you. But it's the $1 million question, Smalls, and that's something like we'll be talking about all offseason until we get answers on it. So, and this is what brings Yankee fans together. I mean, we love talking about this stuff. We really do. I think the move towards being more athletic. Yes, I agree. And again, it's not a one-off season thing, Billy, and everybody knows that. Like they got better and more athletic. It's like a couple of off-season things. Just like Joe Douglas with the Jets. It's like a 3 or 4 off-season thing. They look a hell of a lot better now because he's getting his guys in there, but little by little. And I think they need to do the same thing with the Yankees. Like they're never going to do 7, 8, 10 moves at once. It's going to be a gradual thing. So, and that to me is key. What do I think would be the top priorities if they win the World Series, Wink? Judge, obviously, and if not Judge, then Benintendi, and still starting pitching and relief pitching. hmm And a contact hitting bat. Like Benintendi would be a perfect for me because I like the contact hitting. I like it especially from the left side, and he's shown to be able to do the things that the Yankees need, and they're missing right now. So, and yeah, we got Trey Sweeney too, another stud prospect. Yup. Peraza and Cabrera, Volpe. I mean, I could see Volpe being here midseason. I really could. So, got the Jays a couple of good. Yeah. Wish we had Bryce Harper. Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of us are disappointed they didn't get Harper. Schwarber hit that. Schwarber with the freaking home runs, man. Trey Turner, yeah, he's going to cost a lot of money too, but yeah. IKF stays until deadline 20. It's possible. I mean, it's his last year of arbitration coming up, so he's on the cheap, and that's something they're definitely going to keep in mind. So video that I shared in chat suggests Boone wants to keep JD and then Peraza he isn't sure about. Yeah, I personally haven't heard that, but I mean, I don't agree with that personally. I understand. To me, it looks like they're waiting for the big hit, the big home run with Josh Donaldson. I like his defense, obviously, but I'd rather have more put the ball in play guy like IKF in there. His defense is just as good as Donaldson's at third base. He did win a Gold Glove there too a couple years ago. So putting the ball in place in play, I think to me is more significant on the offensive side because Donaldson's either striking out or with an occasional walk, and while he's trying to go for these home runs. On occasion, he runs into one, but that's it. It's not enough right now. Yeah, I do too, Frizzy Boxer. I wish we had Benintendi in here too, man. Pedro Martinez wanted to sign with the Yankees. I did not know that, Ceciliano. I did not know that. The Yankees almost signed Greg Maddux too, but then the Braves come and beat their offer last minute. I appreciate that, Smalls. Appreciate that. We try to lift each other up. We vent when we need to, but yeah, we don't spend our time bashing teams and bashing players. That's just not. To me, it's not. That's boring. That's old. That's fun. Like it's corny. No, but I appreciate that, Smalls. Will do, man. We'll keep it rocking and rolling. We will keep it rocking and rolling. Yes, indeed. I think it shows the 3 on ship. Yes, they are. So is Billy. So is Seattle about getting better, and these guys, they're going to spend this offseason. They really, really are. They really are. And Seattle's, San Diego's clearly serious. It took them a few years to get here, but look, they haven't stopped making moves, and that to me is a team that's serious about winning, and they're, potentially go to the World Series, man. But yeah, the Yankees. Honestly, the Yankees have 112 million coming off the books, so I would be spending a lot of that personally, and I think it will be wise. James Veers, what's up? What is good, man? What is good? Welcome. Yeah, criticizing and bashing, not bashing. There's so many people out there, so many channels that just the bashing and the name calling and blah blah blah, and especially with the really derogatory name calling. If you're not doing it to their face and you're gonna do it behind your little screen, then it's not their manhood that needs to be put in question. It's the person doing that behind the screen. But that's just my opinion. Do I feel that they're 2022 first round draftees, right? Spencer Jones? Not just yet, but I can see him. Like Judge got through the farm in 3 years. I could see this guy getting through the farm too. Brand new. So he's had a good start to his professional career. That's for sure. So, but Spencer Jones will be a good prospect. Very good prospect, actually. Yeah, I mean, I wish Benintendi was here. I really do. Again, I would go Benintendi first and Torres second, and Judge third, and Rizzo fourth, and Stanton fifth, and even Bader sixth. Or I would go Benintendi and then Bader. And like, there's a lot of different ways to go. So, a lot of ways to go, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and it's going to be an interesting offseason. But I want to just get out here so we can vent ourselves a little bit here and put out some ideas. And new ideas are always welcome. Just want to figure out a good athletic, defensive-oriented contact. Yeah, exactly. First class, which is why I think Benintendi would be a good fit to bring back here. He represents a lot of these things, but there's other guys I think will be available. And again, I'm working on a video, the top 10 contact hitters, I think, or top 7 or something like that. I think would be good fits for the Yankees because that fits the mode of what they actually need. Instead of loading up on guys who can hit these home runs and they strike out way too more often, and let's just. Yankees could be manufacturing runs a lot of different ways. So we'll see what happens. On the S Network 5 hours ago, I was good at hearing how much confidence he had in JD, how he isn't sure about their starting process. I don't know if James, I don't know the logic behind it. He's an elite defender. I'll give him that. And I think they worry about growing pains with Peraza. But again, I'm just speculating there. I'm guessing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's your boy. If those two guys are healthy, the lineup would look a lot different. And I think we'll be in better shape. I really do. But, it is what it is. Gray and Montez, yeah. Unfortunately, D-Rod. I like the Lou Trevino get, though. He's been good for them. Fritz, man, let's go, baby. Get them all, man. But yeah, injuries are. Yeah, Billy's right. Injuries are definitely an issue for the Yankees. We just need some guys that are going to be reliable, which is why I was so frustrated when Licky wasn't on the bullpen roster, and we had Montez on there as well. Licky's been very reliable this year. Look at the stats. And even mid to low leverage situation, doesn't matter. He's still very reliable, as is Wandy. And both from the left-handed side. Wandy's the only lefty they've got in the bullpen. So that matters to me, in my opinion. But let me let you all go. Thank you for coming on. We'll definitely be live tomorrow after the game so we can figure out, hopefully be celebrating. And again, my live streams turn into recaps because we're always here on like 8th and 9th inning, and we go all the way through. So, you know what I mean? PJ Schumann, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate the kind words and welcome. And, looking forward to having you enjoy a lot of stuff with us here. So, I'll definitely put the line out tomorrow. Lineup will soon. Tomorrow's a 5 o'clock game, if I remember correctly. So the lineup will be early afternoon, and it's going to be fun, I think. And again, it's an early evening game. It's going to turn into a night game. So let's freaking go. But have a great night, everybody. Peace and love, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Over and out.